Why is Luka Doncic in danger of missing the game against the Washington Wizards? Lakers' biggest concern examined, January 3rd. The Los Angeles Lakers may be breathing a cautious sigh of relief after their recent stretch of games, but one looming concern refuses to go away: the availability of Luka Doncic ahead of the January 30th matchup against the Washington Wizards. While fans were expecting Luka to suit up as usual, new developments have raised serious questions about whether the superstar guard will take the floor at all. With the Lakers keeping a close eye on injuries, workload, and long-term health, Luka's status has suddenly become one of the most talked-about storylines heading into this game. So what exactly is going on, and why is his potential absence such a big deal? Let's break it all down. The injury concern hanging over Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic has been dealing with lingering physical issues that have quietly followed him over the past few weeks. While he has continued to play at an elite level, reports suggest that fatigue and nagging soreness are starting to take their toll. These are the kinds of issues teams take very seriously, especially when it comes to franchise players. The Lakers' medical staff is reportedly evaluating Luka day-to-day, and while the injury may not seem severe on paper, the risk of aggravation is real. Soft tissue discomfort, muscle tightness, or lower body soreness can worsen quickly if not managed properly, and that's why his availability against Washington remains uncertain. Sometimes, missing one game is better than risking weeks on the sideline. Why January 30th is a tricky spot on the schedule. Timing matters in the NBA, and the January 30th matchup comes at an awkward moment in the schedule. The Lakers are navigating a demanding stretch of games, and Luka has been logging heavy minutes night after night. That workload alone can raise red flags, especially when combined with minor injuries. Coaches and trainers often look at these moments as opportunities for strategic rest. Against a team like the Wizards, who are not currently among the conference's elite, the Lakers may feel it smarter to prioritize Luka's health over one regular season win. In other words, this might be less about urgency, and more about preservation. Why Luka's health is the Lakers' biggest concern. There's no sugarcoating it, everything the Lakers want to accomplish depends on Luka Doncic being healthy. He's the engine of the offense, the primary playmaker, and the player opposing defenses fear the most. When Luka is off the floor, the Lakers' offensive efficiency drops noticeably. Ball movement slows, shot creation becomes tougher, and the team relies far more on role players stepping up. That's not a recipe the Lakers want to test too often. This is why the coaching staff may choose caution. One missed game in January is far less costly than losing Luka during a critical playoff push later in the season. Load management versus competitive urgency. Some fans bristle at the idea of load management, but the NBA has made it clear that long-term health takes priority over short-term results. Luka has already carried an enormous burden this season, often playing through discomfort while still delivering superstar performances. The Lakers understand that pushing him too hard now could lead to more serious problems down the road. A muscle strain or stress-related injury could sideline him for weeks, or worse, derail postseason ambitions entirely. This is why the decision surrounding the Wizards game isn't simple. It's a balancing act between staying competitive and protecting the team's most valuable asset. What happens if Luka misses the game? If Luka Doncic is ruled out, the Lakers will need others to step up in a big way. The offense will likely run more through secondary ball handlers, with an emphasis on spacing, ball movement, and transition scoring. Defensively, the Lakers may also look to control the tempo and slow the game down, limiting possessions to compensate for Luka's absence. It won't be easy, but this kind of situation often reveals how deep, or shallow, a roster truly is. Still, there's no denying that Luka's absence would significantly change the dynamic of the matchup. The Wizards' matchup adds an interesting twist. Washington enters the game as a team in transition, but they're capable of capitalizing on mistakes. If Luka sits, the Wizards could smell opportunity, especially if the Lakers struggle to find rhythm early. That said, this is also why the Lakers might view the game as manageable without their star. Against a top-tier opponent, Luka would almost certainly push to play. Against Washington, the calculus changes. It becomes less about pride and more about practicality. Lakers fans are watching closely. Unsurprisingly, fans are split on the issue. Some want Luka on the court no matter what, while others prefer caution. Social media has been buzzing with speculation, concern, and debate over whether resting him is the right move. What everyone agrees on, though, is that Luka's health matters more than a single January game. The Lakers' championship hopes, or even playoff stability, hinge on him being available when it truly counts. Final thoughts, a decision that goes beyond one game. As January 30th approaches, Luka Doncic's status against the Washington Wizards remains uncertain. Whether it's injury management, fatigue, or strategic rest, the Lakers are clearly taking a long-term view. This situation highlights the reality of today's NBA. Stars aren't just managed game to game, but season to season. And for the Lakers, protecting Luka is non-negotiable. If he plays, it means the medical staff believes the risk is minimal. If he sits, it's likely a calculated decision aimed at keeping him healthy for the bigger battles ahead.